Hello everyone. Today we'll start the first class of history for class 9, the French Revolution. Before I start this chapter, I request all the students to get ready with the books. So it will be very easy for you to go through it and understand. Now the first chapter is the French Revolutions. You know, revolutions, we have heard this word already, even in class 2 or 3, when our teacher used to teach us in a geography portion, rotation revolutions. We used to get fed up, isn't it, right? Anyway, revolutions means like change, when we used to study in geography portion, revolutions, we heard or we read that revolutions means like movement of the earth that change the season. Now the French revolutions is also in this portion is also a change. Now why change? What change? How change? Now the change over here is the France want a change. Now France want change. The people of France want change. Now why people of France they want change? Another question is now, which group of people they want change? Now I'll just go through the introductions first. Today we'll go through few topics today. The first, introductions of the French Revolution. And we'll go through the French society during the late 18th century. You can turn to the page number 4. And there are some causes. It's given on the topic, page number 4 itself. The causes of the French revolutions. There are 3 causes of these revolutions. 1, the social cause. 2nd is the economic cause. And 3rd is the political cause. Now, in which year this French revolutions took place? Everyone knows, when you go through the first, see on the first page number 3, you'll find out it's 1789, written over there in the book, 1789. What happened early in the morning on 14th of July, 1789? There was an alarm early in the morning where when we sleep and early in the morning, it happens like, oh, what? So everybody got wasn't confused. Why confused? Because what happened? The king, they commanded the troops to enter the town. Into the town. Or you can say city. So what happened? A rumor. Rumor we call it afwa. So we should never believe in rumor. What happened? The rumor spread that the army would do open fire. Everybody wants to live their life freely, happily, and no one wants to die. Even I don't want to die, and even you people don't want to die, isn't it? So what happened? The people that listened the rumor that they heard now there will be an open fire now. People were very scared now. What happened? 7,000 men and women, they gathered in front of a town hall and decided to form a militia. A group of people is called militia, we can say. They started forming people. So started planning now what to do or what not to do, because they were scared now. Early in the morning they heard there will be an open fire in the city. So what happened? A group of people, with several hundred people, they went to the Bastille, a place called eastern part of the city, and they stormed the fortress prison, the Bastille. Now what is this Bastille now? Why this Bastille is famous? This Bastille is famous because the first thing is that the people, they hated this Bastille now. Why the people hated Bastille? What happened? What the king used to do, whenever some people do wrong things, and if the king wants to give them punishment, directly they were sent to this prison, a Bastille. So that is the reason the people, they hated the Bastille. So what happened? We're talking about Bastille, right? The Bastille was hated by every people. What happened over here? This Bastille also stood for the despotic power of the king. Like the king used to torture the people over there in that Bastille. So that is also the reason that the people hated. So what happened? The people now planned to go to the eastern part of the France where this Bastille located. They went over there, and what happened? They attacked that Bastille. They killed the officer over there, officer in charge, you can say, like commander over there in the Bastille, and they killed the commander, and the prisoners were released from there. The prisoners, the very shocking thing in that Bastille stood for the despotic power of the king. The people hated that Bastille. What happened? Only 7 prisoners were there. Only 7 prisoners. They were released from there. And what happened after that? They broke down all the Bastilles there, right? Then what happened? The people started collecting the stones and all. They started collecting the stones, and what happened? They were sold in the markets. Why they sold in the market? Because like it was one of the dangerous prison, or you can say jail, which the people hated. And the people, why they started selling the market? The people wants like to keep a souvenir. Souvenir. What do you mean by souvenir? What do you call in Hindi is that nishani. Nishani. So started selling in the market. Why they started selling? Because they want people to remember this very despotic rule of the king during this period. From these first introductions, we come to know about the Bastille. Now we can say if the question comes like why the Bastille is remembered, we can say the Bastille is remembered for the despotic power of the king. Especially these questions comes from this first introductions. Now turn your page number 4. The French society during the late 19th century. What happened in this portion? We can say in 1774, Louis XVI of the Bourbon family, very familiar Bourbon family, right? You people have eaten also skit Bourbon family. So anyway, this Bourbon family, what happened? They ascended the throne, and this Louis XVI at the time, he was just 20 years old. He was very young at the time. Now, as soon as he ascended the throne, what happened? He found the treasure was empty. The kingdom, the France, the king, he found the treasure was empty now. Now, how to now recover all these things? Because why the treasure was empty? Because they lost all the wealth, the property, you can say, the fund in the war. Now, slowly what happened? They thought of like dividing this society, the French society, into 3 categories. One, in social cause, the first, the clergy, you can call it first estate, then second estate, and third estate. Now who comes under this first estate, second estate, and third estate? Now let's talk about first estate. First estate, clergy. Now who is this clergy now? They were the priest. People thought that they're spiritual leaders and all. So that is the reason the clergy was given the upper status in the society. The next is nobility. Now who is this nobility? This nobility, where we can call like the land laws and all, the royal land laws and all, they were kept in a second state. Now the third estate, big businessmen, merchants, lawyers, officials, even the peasants and artisans, small peasants, laborers, we can't call it again. We can find over the laborers and all in our villages and all. This type of peoples were kept on the third estate. Now here comes now about the privileges. Now this society, though it was divided into three states, there was no any common things between them. The member of first two estates, that is the first estate and the second estate, clergy and the nobility, they enjoy certain privileges by their birth. You know what do you mean by birth? Like king, his son will again become the king, and again his son will again become the king. So this is called the privileges by the birth. So these people, this first estate and the second state, like clergy and the nobility, they were exempted from paying the taxes to the state. That means they did not need to pay any taxes to the government. So this clergy and nobles, they enjoy feudal privileges, which include feudal dues extracted from peasants. Now what they used to do, they used to take all the taxes from whom? From the third estates. The poorer peasants, laborers, artisans, lawyers, officials and all these things. The church extract its shares of taxes called tithes and from peasants. A direct tax called tally and indirect taxes are levied on everyday consumption articles like salt and tobacco. That means we can say over here, the taxes were the people have to pay the taxes. Actually, the third classes people have to pay the taxes. Only these people, the poorer people, have to pay the taxes. As I said, the first estate and the second estate, nobility and clergy, they were exempted from the tax. Now here the reason over here. Now why only third estate? Why only the third estate people have to pay the taxes now? Now here comes discriminations. Here comes discriminations among the people. Now will come another cause, that is economic cause. At the time, the population of France increased from 23 million to 28 million in 1789, which led to the increment in the demand for food grains. Now, of course, like if I have three members in the family, if I take 20 kg of rice in a month, and suddenly what happens, if 5 members is added in my family, of course that 20 kilo of rice will not be sufficient for me in my family, including that 5 members, right? 8 members, that 20 kg of rice will not be sufficient. So of course I need some more rice, isn't it? Now here comes in this economic cause. Now this is the reason crisis about the food grains, because the populations rose from 23 millions to 28 millions. Now most workers were employed as laborers in workshops with fixed wages. The laborers, they used to work in shops and all, but the wages means, you know, like you can say hazira. Hazira was like fixed. But the wages did not keep pace with rise in the prices of food grains. Now here comes now, their wages were fixed, but what happened? Their wages were not increased later on as the food grains prices were rose up. They were fixed. So that is also one of the reasons of the economic crisis or economic causes in the French revolutions. Now what this led? They led to the subsistence crisis, the scarcity of food in France. Another political cause. As I told you, in political cause, like when Louis XVI he ascended the throne in 1774, the treasury was empty. How can some king run the government or run the country without any penny, a single penny? So, because what happened over here, the reason was due to the war. Due to the war, what happened? All the treasure was empty. The Louis XVI at the time, he helped 13 American colonies to gain their independence from the common enemy Britain. This war added more than 3 billion livres, from which the moneylenders began to charge 10% interest on loan. Now see, there are problems and problems and problems in French revolutions in the French society. There are problems and problems. Economic cause, right? Social cause. Now comes a political cause over here. Treasures are empty. How now the king gonna run the country now with the empty treasure? Again, what happened when the king when they helped 13 colonies, American colonies, to gain independence from Britain? At the time, they invested lots of money. And what happened when they took the loan? When they took the loan from the moneylenders, like near about 3 billion livres, what happened now? That moneylenders also started charging an interest. Of course, like when we take loan from the bank, they charge interest, right? So they started charging 10% interest on the loans. Now that was not enough. Now the king have to survive, and along with that, the king have to maintain all their officials, court, army, running government, offices, universities and all. Now from where to bring this money now? There was a big problem in the country. King was little bit like confused. Now let's see what happened. Now what will happen later on, how the king will survive, or how the king will try to fulfill all these things slowly and slowly and slowly. So this much for today. From we'll meet again on another topic on the second class. Thank you.